Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 1 based on novel. So let's start. Gamma Empire, Ulthane City. Since the end of the war between the two emperors, Xiao Yang, Zuna and Kaylin held a grand wedding in Wutan City. Countless people in the entire Do-Chi continent witnessed their love. The wedding was romantic and grand. After that, it was rumored that Xiao Yang accompanying the two daughters on the Do-Chi continent. They seemed to have disappeared in the eyes of ordinary people, but only a few people knew that Xiao Yang was the only one who roamed the mainland, and the two daughters went to retreat to attack Do-Di. Since then, in the Gamma Empire, Wutan City has jumped to become a first-tier city, and the small Xiao family has also developed in geometric multiples. Emperor Yang Xiao Yang. On the top of a familiar cliff, a frail man in black was lying on the grass, holding a piece of grass in his mouth, chewing slightly, letting the faint bitter taste fill his mouth. The starting point of everything seems to have changed since I met the teacher here. The man in black smiled and muttered to himself. Taking a closer look, this seemingly weak figure and terrain seemed to be somewhat familiar. Emperor Yang Xiao Yang. The mountain behind Wutan City. The seemingly emaciated young man in front of him is the supreme powerhouse of the Do-Chi continent. The legendary figure who rescued Central Continent from Emperor Soul Heaven and even saved Do-Chi continent from a catastrophe. Time flies, and before you know it, decades have passed since the legendary battle of the two emperors. After Xiao Yang defeated the Soul Heaven Emperor, the Do-Chi continent also continued to celebrate for a long time. First, it was to celebrate that Do-Chi continent was still the continent that produced many geniuses, and continued to be wonderful. The second is to celebrate the emergence of Do-Di powerhouses in Do-Chi continent. This breath. It should be almost the same. Decades are really fleeting. Xiao Yang stood up from the grass and looked at the space in front of him that was shaking slightly. It was strange to say that the grass under Xiao Yang's feet not only did not tilt, because of Xiao Yang's reclining, but was even more verdant than the surrounding grass. A figure gracefully walked out of the shattered space, looking at the man in black in front of him. He couldn't help smiling. Brother Xiao Yang. A crisp and sweet voice echoed in the back mountain. Successful. Xiao Yang turned around, looked at Zuna's delicate and slightly blushed cheeks, and smiled slightly. Well, thanks to Brother Xiao Yang, you opened the mysterious plane channel to absorb the origin chi there. Otherwise, I am afraid that on the Do-Chi continent, there is still no one who can break through to Do-Di. Zuna looked at Xiao Yang with eyes like the moon. Afterwards, Zuna and Xiao Yang hugged tightly, and then Xiao Yang gently hugged Zuna's waist and said with emotion, "When your father sent you to my Xiao family, now you want to come, but you have lost Mrs. back again. You have always been the hero in Zuna's heart." Zuna also looked at the back mountain of Wutan City in the Gamma Empire, and couldn't help feeling a little bit, yes, everything started from here. Here is her beautiful childhood. I met Brother Xiao Yang, he has always been a hero in his heart. Xiao Yang and Zuna cuddled together, looking at each other. Xiao Yang also attacked his charming cherry lips when he saw this. Zuna was startled at first, but he didn't dodge, and let the man in front of him move. A sense of spring is slowly radiating from the back mountain of Wutan City. Cough, cough, cough. Did we come at the wrong time? Two middle-aged men came out of the void, looking at the two men and women cuddling below with a loving look on their faces. Although the two of them today seem to have not changed much from the past, their aura is far from what they used to be. That feeling is actually a Do-Di. Father, Senior Zhu Kuan. Xiao Yang said to the two people in the sky, pulling Zuna with a hint of crimson on her cheeks. Ha ha ha. It doesn't matter. Zuna is already married to you, and it's one of my wishes. But you're really a kid. I think I just sent Zuna to your Xiao family in an attempt to get the piece of soul jade from Emperor Tuosha. I can't imagine that now I have really lost my wife and lost my army. However, thanks to your help, I finally broke through the barrier of Do Xing, and it's considered cheap for you, kid. Jiu Yuan couldn't help but be very satisfied when he saw Xiao Yang and his beloved daughter Zuna, who was a father. Which father doesn't want his daughter to find the happiness of the one she loves? Ha ha ha. Xiao Yang also laughed in agreement with Ji Yuan, who looked at him with a look of relief. Kaylin is also out. Xiao Yang had just finished talking to Ji Yuan's father when he saw that in the depths of the space, suddenly an overwhelming 9-colored luster spewed out, and finally the colored light condensed and turned into an enchanting shadow that appeared in front of Xiao Yang. After so many years of seclusion, it's finally a breakthrough. Kaylin stretched out lazily, her charming curves showed her lingering perfection, and then the queen, as usual, said coldly, "This is Emperor Do. The level of the strong is really different from that of Do Xing. Is Xiao Xiao all right?" Even with Queen Medusa's aura, she missed her daughter very much after years of seclusion, and immediately said to Xiao Yang, "Xiao Xiao is okay, she has been following the teacher, and guided by the teacher himself." Xiao Yang also looked at Medusa and said slowly. Talking and laughing, the 5 of them walked from the back mountain to the main entrance of Xiao's house. "Don't worry, Yang, I'll take care of everything here for you. A good man is determined to go everywhere. Go with confidence. The new world is different from the Do Chi continent. You have to be more careful about everything." His palm rested on Xiao Yang's shoulder. "Isn't the one who is talking about Xiao Zhon, the current patriarch of the Xiao family?" Since the war between the 2 emperors, Xiao Yang also handed over the position of the patriarch back to his father. Now the Xiao family is full of children and grandchildren. After Xiao Yang was promoted to Do Emperor, due to the activation of the power of blood, all people close to Xiao Yang have benefited from the power of blood, and their strength is like a boat. It was so easy to improve. In just a few short years, the Xiao family developed at an astonishing speed, and became the leader of several major families. Of course, Xiao Yang, the Yang Emperor, was indispensable. Quietly bid farewell to the Xiao family, and the 5 of them also understood that the strong Do Di had to leave Do Chi continent after all. Immediately, they appeared in Zhongzhou. The top of Zhongzhou, a mountain that broke out of the ground in the battle of the 2 emperors, is called Shuangdi Mountain by the world. This mountain is unattainable, and there seems to be a special energy barrier on it. No matter who it is, there is no way to forcibly break in. The 5 fighting emperors. This Dodi powerhouse, who had been extinct on Dodi continent for 10,000 years, now appears on Shuangdi Mountain as 5 of them. At the peak of the mountain, the 5 people, who were still in the Xiao family just a moment ago, appeared in a manor. In the manor, a figure in black stood with his hands behind his back, looking up at the endless void in front of him. There was no energy fluctuation on him. However, under that thin back, it seemed that even the heaven and the earth were only eclipsed. "You guys already have the strength to attack Do Di, but it's just because of the lack of origin chi that you can't go any further. As long as this problem is solved, you will be promoted to Do Di, it will be a matter of course," Xiao Yang said with a smile. "Hey, but even though you are promoted to Do Di, there seems to be a big gap between you and you. What level are you at now?" Zhu Kuan asked curiously. He found that even if he stepped into Do Di level, still cannot see Xiao Yang's strength. After decades of practice, it seems that the latter has made progress. "It is true that after the years of your retreat, I vaguely feel that my strength has improved and I have improved, but there is no record of Do Di on the Do Chi continent, and I don't know." Xiao Yang was also a little helpless. The Do Di strong is the strongest in this world, no one knows what goes up. However, he also understands that now he is indeed a lot more tyrannical than when he was just promoted to Emperor Do. Similar to the strength of the original Soul Emperor, I am afraid it will not hinder him in the slightest. In that plane, there may be an answer. At the time of your retreat, my feeling is getting stronger and stronger. The Do Chi continent seems to be crowding me out. There is always a voice calling me from a distance. Xiao Yang raised his head, looked at the endless void, and muttered. "I am curious about that voice you're talking about, or another unknown world." Zhu Kuan cracked his mouth, and his eyes were strangely hot. In this world, they were already supreme powerhouses. However, in that mysterious plane, perhaps this was just the beginning of the journey. "You're heartbroken," Xiao Yang said with a smile. Aren't you? Zhu Kuan said with a smile. Xiao Yang nodded, took a deep breath, raised his head, and looked at the endless void. The smile on his face gradually became brighter. This kind of smile has not appeared for many years. Then Xiao Yang's figure slowly hovered above the Douqi road, squinting his eyes and looking at the endless void in the passage in front of him. His eyes that had been calm for many years suddenly became hot, and he murmured, "These decades of cultivation have almost made me forget the feeling of fighting." Ji Yuan and Zhu Kuan hovered close to Xiao Yang, their eyes full of fiery eyes looking at the dark passage in front of them, and asked in a low voice, "Is this the passage leading to another road?" Xiao Yang frowned slightly, then nodded. "In that case, let's go." Xiao Yang's body slowly lifted into the sky, and as he rose into the sky, thick clouds suddenly poured out of the empty sky, and the sky within a radius of tens of thousands of miles turned dark in an instant. After coming down, countless powerhouses raised their heads in horror and looked at the Shuangdi Mountains, where they felt extremely terrifying energy fluctuations. Under the gaze of countless eyes on the ground, the endless void of the Shuangdi Mountains began to twist violently, the thick cloud layer wriggled, and finally turned into a dark passage. Horrible smell. This is the way to another plane. Looking at the dark passage like a black hole, Xiao Yang flicked his fingers, and 4 rays of light shot into the hands of Zuna. All exchange soul jade with each other and leave a soul imprint on it. In this case, if there is any accident, you will be able to know the life and death situation of each other, and you can take these medicine pills. The unknown world is terrifying, and in the face of the unknown, we can only deal with emergencies by making more preparations. Speaking of Xiao Yang's hands, there were 4 Nataka rings, and there were some 9th grade golden pills in them. It was precisely what Xiao Yang refined when they were retreating and attacking Do Emperor. Xiao Yang's current medicine refining skills can be said to be 10. The product is not too much. These numerous healing medicines all came from Xiao Yang, the #1 pharmacist in the Douqi continent. This 9th grade Jindan is unmatched on the Douqi road, because it is always refined by the Dou-Di strong, and it is not comparable to ordinary Jindan. When Xiao Yang was talking, his face was quite solemn. Even he felt dangerous in that mysterious world. Looking at the passage, even with Xiao Yang's strength, there was not a trace of coercion. Spread out, therefore, have to be cautious. When you enter the passage, you follow me closely. Don't separate. When you encounter a crisis, the first thing you need is to protect yourself. Even if it is the worst plan, we are separated. As long as there is a soul jade, it is easier to find it. Xiao Yang tilted his head and said solemnly to Kaylin and Zuna, "No one knows what the mysterious plane world is about. Although they are unmatched on the Douqi continent, when they get there, it is no longer like this. If the time comes, he will never be worried that Zuna and Kaylin are alone in this unknown world." Well, Kaylin and Zuna also knew the importance of what Xiao Yang said, so they both nodded calmly. "Let's go." After finishing all the instructions, Xiao Yang took a deep breath again and stopped talking nonsense. He grabbed Kaylin and Zuna with both hands, and when he moved, he turned into a black light, as fast as he could. He swept away, at the dark black hole like lightning, and behind him, Ji Yuan and Zhu Kuan met, gritted his teeth, and followed. Countless gazes, looking at the meteors streaking across the sky. Some people seem to know what Xiao Yang and others are planning, and there are countless figures kneeling down on that continent. Congratulations to the Emperor Yang. Congratulations to the leader. The mighty voices converged on the Douqi continent, and finally rushed to the sky, echoing between the heaven and the earth, for a long time. Little guy. The world there will be 10,000 times more exciting than the Douqi continent. He, when I'll be promoted to the Do Emperor level, I'll go to that world to have a look. At that time, you'll have to lay down a place to let enjoy the blessings for your teacher. In the Qianfu Alliance, Yao Lao's eyes could not help but get wet when he saw Xiao Yang, who was gradually disappearing in front of him. Father, Mother Zun, I will come to find you when I reach Do-Di. Even with the strength of Xiao Baxing Dosheng, seeing the scene of family separation in front of him, tears in the corners of his eyes could not help falling. Xiao Yang, you can't die, you still have to give me medicine to eat. Yang knew very well how much Xiao Yang helped him, if it wasn't for him. The end is also the beginning, a new world. Xiao Yang was looking forward to the new world in his heart, and the blood in his heart seemed to be burning again. Let me, Xiao Yang, come to this unknown continent. In the dark passage, there are several seemingly insignificant figures moving forward like meteors. The passage is dark, and it seems to have been flying for a long time, but it is strange that there is no end. Damn. There isn't any trace of Do Qi in this passage, and there seems to be some substance in the darkness that is slowly swallowing our Do Qi. Xiao Yang carefully used his soul power to investigate, and said solemnly, "You must know that the strong Do Emperor has already achieved a small world, and he can use the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to supply himself. A space without the spiritual energy of heaven and earth undoubtedly makes Do Emperor feel uneasy." Damn. Why is this passage so long? Jiu Yuan couldn't help but said, when he was in the Do Qi continent, he could travel thousands of miles in a flash with his strength as a Do Di, but now he has been flying for a long time, and has not come to an end. A touch of unease appeared in Jiu Yuan's heart. And then he hurriedly looked at Xiao Yang. There seems to be light in front, and the exit should be in front, but everyone be careful, I always feel that something is not right here. Xiao Yang stared at this space, and the soul power of the Emperor's soul instantly shrouded out. The next moment, I quietly discovered that there were two strange light spots not far away, so I had to speak to Zuna and the others to remind them to move forward slowly. Two small and strange light spots suddenly appeared in the distance from the exit, like a beast that had just opened its eyes after being asleep for a long time. Wait, stop. What do you see? This passage is weird. Xiao Yang said solemnly, and then pointed his finger to two small light spots in the void next to the passage's exit. Jiu Yuan, Zhu Kuan, Kailin and Zuna looked towards the place pointed by Xiao Yang. The passage was originally dark, but the space in the distance did not match the darkness, and there was a little bit of inconspicuous light. It seems that something is wrong. This thought has not lasted for a minute in everyone's heart, and suddenly, a mutation happened. At first, I didn't know what it was, but when I got closer, I realized that it was a pair of eyes. Seeing it for a long time made everyone shudder. Ha ha ha. The Do Qi continent has never had a Do Di strongman for 10,000 years. I can't believe that it has finally reappeared today. Then, with the power of the five of you, I can finally be freed now. Inside the dark tunnel, as if a deep and powerful breath slowly awakened. A pair of eyes emits a strange light, and the huge figure around the eyes blends with the dark void, making people feel an evil and uncomfortable atmosphere. At first glance, only these huge pupils can be seen. If you are not careful, observation really can't find the hidden dark breath. Seeing the huge pupil in front of him, Xiao Yang was the first to feel that terrifying aura, even above himself. Immediately cast the heavenly fire 3 mysterious transformations, demon fire transformation, nothingness transformation, emperor flame transformation. Then the Yihuahengu ruler quickly condensed in his hand, because even if Xiao Yang's strength of Do Di and the soul of Emperor Realm faced the pair in front of him, the gaze of his eyes made his scalp tingle, not to mention the other Zuna, who stepped into Do Di after him. The strange thing is that when Zhu Kuan just faced the former pair of pupils, he actually felt like he was about to bow down and surrender, and even the blood in his body boiled very strangely, and the closer the distance, the stronger it was. What's going on? In order to prevent Xiao Yang from being distracted, Zhu Kuan didn't say anything to Xiao Yang, and then quietly looked at the giant eyes in front of him. Who is your excellency? Xiao Yang stared at the pair of huge pupils in front of him, tightly holding the flame ruler with one hand, and the other hand seemed to signal to the people behind him. With Zuna and Kailin's understanding of Xiao Yang, how could they not know what this gesture means? Random glances at each other, ready to wait for an opportunity. Ha ha ha, die. It's been a long time since I cannibalized Do Di's power. With a few of you, I can completely devour this ***** creature, and get rid of this endless void. Voices came from all directions, but in the crowd in front of him, he only showed a pair of huge pupils, and his figure was integrated into the dark space. We are the newly promoted Do Di of the Do Chi continent. This time, we travel to the new continent by following the passageway. I don't know how to disturb the seniors' rest, so let's say goodbye. As early as when those huge pupils spoke, Xiao Yang let go of the two. The woman's hand, hidden in the darkness, contained a suffocating, terrifying force. Zuna and Kaylin saw Xiao Yang like this, adding in the gestures Xiao Yang made before. How could they not know what he was thinking? Just when they opened their mouths, they saw the determination in Xiao Yang's eyes. Damn it. It's almost the exit, what should I do now? Xiao Yuan anxiously looked at the giant eyes in front of him and the light-filled exit. You guys go first. I'll hold him back. I'll find you through the soul jade afterwards. Xiao Yang said in a deep voice, and then without talking nonsense, he tried his best to speed up the brewing of the terrifying energy in his hands. We are waiting for you in the new world. Zuna and Kaylin also knew the seriousness of the matter. Facing the huge pupils in front of them, even now that they had been promoted to Do Emperor, they felt powerless, and staying here would only add to Xiao Yang's burden. Xiao Yang, remember, your life belongs to this king. Cai Lin and Zuna quickly walked towards the exit after saying that. Seeing this, Xiao Yuan and Zhu Kuan looked at each other without ink, go. Then they tried their best to stimulate their vindictiveness, and flew towards the exit. At the level of a Do Di powerhouse, you can know what to do or not just from the perception of aura, which is why Xiao Yang wants Zuna and the others to escape first. Want to leave? The huge pupils said, and after waiting for 10,000 years, delicious food finally appeared. How could I let it go? Boom boom boom. A seemingly inconspicuous light appeared from the huge pupil, chasing Zuna several people, trying to destroy the exit. The strange thing is that there is a black and white light looming on the forehead in the middle of the pupil. It's going to destroy the exit. Let's go. Xiao Yuan felt the wave of destruction from the light, and the speed of the four of them increased to the extreme. Seeing that the four fleeing towards the exit were about to be blocked, Xiao Yang immediately launched an offensive to buy time for them to escape. You bastard, if you want to destroy the exit, pass me first. Huangquan refers to. Huangquan Palm instantly stopped him. Huan Xuan's anger. Then, while the giant eye didn't notice Xiao Yang, when the former wanted to destroy the exit, Xiao Yang struck his soul attack and hit the giant eye directly. Buddha's Fury Fire Lotus. The unknown creature before Xiao Yang's meeting was attacked by his own soul, causing it to stagnate for a short second. On his hand, there was a Buddha's Fury Fire Lotus composed of 22 colors that exuded terrifying fluctuations. Born to be born. Go. Xiao Yang exerted all his soul power to control the Buddha's Fury Fire Lotus to smash the pupil in front of him with all his might. Xiao Yang, we are waiting for you. If you die, I will not live. The four Zuna escaped before the exit was destroyed, and then the whole space echoed with Zuna's voice. The seemingly gentle Zuna meeting saying these words is enough to see how important Xiao Yang is to him. All of this happened between lightning and flint. Xiao Yang looked at the four people who disappeared in front of him, and immediately felt relieved, and muttered to himself, Zuna Kaylin, you must wait for me, and I will definitely look for you. Xiao Yang is not a long-winded person. And immediately controlled the Buddha's anger lotus seeds, which exuded a destructive force, to attack the huge pupil in front of him. Boom boom boom. The Buddha's wrathful lotus full of destruction was in the middle of the unknown creature, and the terrifying destructive power spread out in circles, and when the aftermath of the battle dissipated, the true face of the unknown creature was about to surface. I want to see who you are. Xiao Yang's voice echoed in this mysterious passage. Boom boom boom. The Buddha's anger lotus seeds exploded when they reached the pupil. A huge shock wave hit the empty space, and the aftermath, that was enough to destroy the peak of Doxing slowly shook, making this piece of book. The unstable space is fragmented, and the void like a black hole is slowly born in this space. Damn human beings. This emperor will definitely make you pay. Some bloodstains spread out from the huge pupils, and the tick-tick fell. In the quiet space, it was particularly harsh, and the angry voices from those pupils, it was full of anger, and the food that finally reached the mouth, just let the four people go. how could they not be angry? However, it obviously underestimated the destructive power possessed by the Buddha Furious Lotus. It had been hurriedly preventing the four from escaping the exit, underestimated Xiao Yang's attack, and suffered a lot of damage. The giant eyes seemed to be angry. Slowly I saw the entire body behind the pupil surfaced. Xiao Yang fixed his eyes and saw that this was an incomparably gigantic golden dragon. The body is hundreds of feet long, and the entangled tail is swaying, and the breath emanating from the invisible is only stronger than that of Xiao Yang, and the dragon horn on his forehead is broken. You must know that the dragon horn in the dragon family is an identity. The biggest symbol of strength, a broken dragon horn, has no less impact on the dragon than a human being, and it is no wonder that it merges with the empty space, and people can only see a pair of huge pupils. It turned out to be this dragon. The color of the skin is the same as the dark surrounding environment, so Xiao Yang suddenly realized that he could only show a pair of pupils to everyone. Damn. 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 How dare a little human dare to hurt me? The golden dragon in front of him roared, and it could be seen that Xiao Yang really angered it. Suffer to death. The golden dragon roared at Xiao Yang and breathed out a dragon's breath, then drove the dragon's claws on his entire body and flew towards Xiao Yang, attempting to destroy this little human being with the power of his most powerful claws. But how could Xiao Yang give the giant dragon in front of him a chance? 3,000 thunders moved away in an instant, and the strange fire ruler in his hand was slowly surrounded by the strange fire. Xiao Yang obviously wanted to fight against the giant dragon. One claw. Just when Xiao Yang was about to fight hard, Xiao Yi ran out babblingly, swallowed all the dragon's breath in one gulp, and then stood on Xiao Yang's shoulder and babbled towards the golden dragon in front of him. On Yi's forehead, a mysterious rune that was exactly the same as the golden dragon appeared looming. If you look closely, even the rune on Xiao Yi's forehead is brighter and more dazzling than the dragon's. The golden dragon was extremely angry and drove the dragon's claw to face Xiao Yang's claw, but when he saw the mysterious rune on Xiao Yi's forehead, it suddenly became quiet. After a few seconds, the dragon's forehead lit up with white, and then the giant dragon in front of him kept roaring at Xiao Yi, as if asking for help from Xiao Yi. Xiao Yi babbled to him. Although Xiao Yang didn't know what happened, Xiao Yi told herself that the golden dragon in front of her was talking to her in dragon language. Ah! The golden dragon suddenly screamed violently after Xiao Yi seemed to have talked for a while. On the forehead of the golden dragon, two rays of light, one black and one white, were continuously coiled, and then separated from the forehead respectively. Suddenly there are two figures, one black and one white. Xiao Yang felt that the white figure exuded a strong aura, which seemed to be somewhat similar to Zhu Kuan's, while the black figure exuded a cold, evil and uncomfortable aura, and the white figure looked at Xiao Yang with some pain. The black figure looked at Xiao Yang with resentment, wishing to kill Xiao Yang. Damn it! Impossible! How can you break free from my control? It looks like you will succeed. As long as I swallow a few do-di, I can completely swallow your soul. The black figure said to the white figure in surprise. It should be a good thing you did, right? The black figure mocked Xiao Yang maliciously. But forget it, after so many years, you are still so obsessed with it. Wouldn't it be possible for us to enjoy inexhaustible glory and wealth if you surrender? Why do you have to fight against us? You should know that with your strength, we will not treat you badly if you surrender. The black figure said slowly. Inexhaustible glory and wealth. You think I'm rare? Don't think I don't know what you're up to. The white figure raised his head and laughed loudly. The Golden Dragon King really lives up to its reputation. I haven't assimilated you for so many years, but today is the time to solve it. Speaking of which, I really want to thank this human boy. If it wasn't for the trauma he caused you today, I would have to devour you. It's a small price to pay. Suffer to death. The black figure showed an evil smile, although he didn't know why the Golden Dragon King broke free from his control today, but now that it was injured, it was the best time for him. With terrifying fluctuations, he launched an attack on the white figure. Jinglian Yaohua, help me. The white figure and the black figure were originally in a stalemate, but because the Golden Dragon King ate a Buddha's anger lotus from Xiao Yang, the injury was not light, and he could only face the small figure on Xiao Yang's shoulder. Yi asked for help, although Xiao Yang didn't know what was going on in front of him, but seeing Xiao Yi staring at the black figure with a heavy expression, out of trust in Xiao Yi, he let him go to the black figure. Xiao Yang's subordinates, it is also quietly brewing the different fire square that was obtained from the ancient emperor's inheritance, in case of unexpected events. In this kind of battle at the level of the Do Di powerhouse, only the square of different fires obtained from Do Di's inheritance can come in handy. Old Zia Mao, since your master has been damaged, then you are not dead. The black figure slapped the Golden Dragon King, and the Golden Dragon King was caught off guard, and the Golden Dragon King retreated steadily. The black figure kept launching attacks. Just as the black figure was about to succeed in attacking the Golden Dragon King's vital points, a milky white flame burned towards the black figure, blocking the attack. You must know that when Xiao Yang faced the Heavenly Emperor of Battle Spirit on the Do Chi continent before, he ordered all the different fires in the Do Chi continent, all the source fires of the different fires to remain in Xiao Yi's body, and now it's fair to say that Xiao Yi possesses the fire spirit with the origin of 23 different fires cannot be underestimated. Damn it! The seal of reincarnation. How is that possible? The black figure looked at the mysterious rune on Xiao Yi's forehead, that was getting more and more dazzling, and couldn't help losing his voice. From his mouth, Xiao Yang seemed to hear the emotion of fear, even fear. Even the offensive in his hand was stagnant. Yahaha! The strange fire square in Xiao Yang's hand flew towards Xiao Yi in an uncontrollable moment, and Xiao Yi's body suddenly lit up with 22 different colors of strange fire. Plots generally fly straight to their respective stone pillars. The black figure felt a lot of power from the different fire square, and fear was born from the heart. Run! For some reason, a sudden thought suddenly appeared in the black figure's heart. Boom boom boom. The 22-color different fire plaza is like a huge formation, shrouding the black figure, who just wanted to escape. When the Golden Dragon King saw this, the dragon breathed in his mouth and went all out, cooperating with Xiao Yi's attempt to seal the black figure. I didn't expect that I could still see the reincarnation seal in my lifetime. Golden Dragon King, since the matter has come to this point, I will give the Lord an account by destroying your body. Seeing that the black figure could not escape this damned square of different fire, he muttered to himself. A terrifying wave flew towards the dragon body of the Golden Dragon King. Obviously, this was the last blow of the black figure. Xiao Yi and the Golden Dragon King went all out to seal the black figure. Xiao Yenguang knew from the aftermath of the battle that this was no longer a battle that he could intervene in. Ha ha ha. Golden Dragon King, your physical body has been destroyed, your foundation has been shaken, and my mission has been completed. The next time the darkness will defeat the light. The black figure was swallowed up by the different fire plaza before he finished speaking, and his soul will follow. It was slowly refined over time. The inside of the passage was fragmented. The Golden Dragon King and Xiao Yi were both out of breath. Xiao Yang hurriedly flew over to check the situation. Thank you so much this time, Yaohua. The white figure called the Golden Dragon King smiled at Xiao Yi even though he only had a soul left. Xiao Yi didn't answer it. As if trying to remember something, Xiao Yang took it and said, its memory has not been fully recovered, what should we do now? The vortexes had already formed before they knew it, and they exuded greedy suction, as if they wanted to devour Xiao Yang and the others. Why are you here? Xiao Yi obviously remembered something, and turned to face the Golden Dragon King. It's too late to say, this space is about to collapse. Go out and talk to you in detail, come with me, said the Golden Dragon King. After finishing his gestures, a miniature appeared in the broken void in front of him. Small channel. The Golden Dragon King just went through a big battle, and now he has broken through the void again, and his soul body is getting weaker and weaker. Let's go. After saying that, without waiting for Xiao Yang's approval, his soul directly resided in the NA ring in Xiao Yang's hand. Boom boom boom. The space where Xiao Yang and the others were collapsed instantly, led by the Golden Dragon King, they poured into the new passage. In a few moments, a simple door appeared in front of the three of them. There is a familiar smell in the door. Because the strange fire in the body is beating violently, as if seeing the most delicious food. This is. Xiao Yang looked at the Golden Dragon King in a state of soul in shock. It's been 10,000 years. I'm finally back. I don't know where you have gone, Tuosha. Looking at the quaint gate, the Golden Dragon King couldn't help but murmured with some moist eyes. Xiao Yi looked at the door thoughtfully, and the mysterious rune on her forehead became brighter and brighter. Let's go. Xiao Yi, I still need your help to open the stone gate. The Golden Dragon King said and floated to the gate, muttering something near the gate, and the mysterious rune on Xiao Yi's forehead fell off his forehead and moved towards the gate. Fly over the stone gate. Don't worry. I know you have a lot of questions to ask, and there will be answers you want to know. The Golden Dragon King clearly saw that Xiao Yang was confused and said quickly. The stone gate in front of him slowly opened, and a terrifying aura like a sleeping giant emanated from the stone gate, which directly made Xiao Yang feel the pressure to kneel and worship, but there was also a strong cordiality that followed. Feel. What's going on? Xiao Yang felt 10,000 puzzled at this moment, but he had to suppress the puzzlement in his heart and followed Xiao Yi and the Golden Dragon King and walked in slowly. Xiao Yang looked inside the shaman and found that there was something special inside. There are not too many expensive items in the quaint and simple stone gate. The most conspicuous thing is on the stone gate steps. An old man dressed in dark robes has nothing special about his face. If he ignores his colorful hair, if so, he is almost no different from those ordinary old men. At this moment, the old man is stable and peaceful, but the aura of destruction felt from the old man is sitting cross-legged among the buds, with his tightly closed eyes slowly opening on his old face. Xiao Yang had seen this figure several times, and his inheritance came from the person in front of him. At this moment, Xiao Yang knew in his heart that this was the real Tuosha ancient emperor. Disciple Xiao Yang, I have seen the master. Xiao Yang looked at the ancient emperor Tuosha, who appeared again in front of him, and immediately said respectfully with his arms in front of the figure in front of him. After all, if it weren't for the Dudi cave mansion left by the ancient emperor Tuosha, there would be no Xiao Yang today. Xiao Yang also received the inheritance of the ancient emperor Tuosha. In other words, he can be regarded as a disciple of the ancient emperor Tuosha. So it makes sense to call a master. You're quite clever, kid. Xiao Jin has really worked hard for you all these years, hey. Emperor Tuosha looked at the weak Golden Dragon King in front of him and sighed endlessly. Come here, Xiao Yi. Ancient Emperor Tuosha smiled at the three people in front of him, and immediately waved a milky white light towards the Golden Dragon King. The originally illusory soul of the Golden Dragon King became more and more solid. Xiao Yi he also stood on the shoulders of Emperor Tuosha Gu, as if trying to remember something. Is it the seal of reincarnation? Emperor Tuosha murmured. The space in front of you is a bud of flame. I know you have many questions. Sit down and I will talk to you slowly. Hearing this, Xiao Yang did not act coquettishly. With a flicker of his figure, he sat cross-legged on the flame bud. Anyone who is promoted to the level of Do Di in the Do Chi continent will be crowded out by the Do Chi continent plane. In just a few days, as many as a few decades, the displacement will reach a critical point, and then you must leave the Do Chi continent and go to the new continent rank. Face. Ancient Emperor Tuosha looked at Xiao Yang and said slowly without waiting for the latter to speak. I feel this too, but why were the five of us attacked by the Golden Dragon King when we entered the passage leading to the new world? Xiao Yang said solemnly, if according to what Emperor Tuosha said, why would there be any inside the passage? There are people who attack themselves. Shouldn't there be planes to attract people? You're really blaming it wrong. Emperor Tuosha Gu looked at the Golden Dragon King full of guilt and continued. You're right. Every person who enters the new continent from the lower plane continent will have someone to pick him up, but the channel connecting our Do Chi continent to the new continent was destroyed by a war 10,000 years ago. Some people died in battle, and a few people did their best to repair the passage, so we have not been able to guide people since 10,000 years ago. Xiao Yang saw a trace of loss in his eyes when he saw the ancient Emperor Tuosha talking. Master, what is the reincarnation mark on Xiao Yi's forehead? Xiao Yang always cared about what the black figure said before. Xiao Yi has followed him for many years, and it has helped him so much. Xiao Yang doesn't want Xiao Yi. There are 3 long and 2 short points. This is not only a problem of his own strength, has dropped significantly. Xiao Yi is more like a partner to himself. The seal of reincarnation is the mark left in this world by the most peak powerhouses in the entire Great Thousand World. When the time is right, the previous peak powerhouses will wake up again, or they will give them the mark of their choice. The strength of the owner's peak, but no one knows how long this time will be. Emperor Xiao said with respect in his eyes. The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. Xiao Yang looked at Xiao Yi quietly, and suddenly there was a trace of moving. But don't worry, I won't let you have an accident one day. Xiao Yang said firmly. I'm talking to you about the 10,000 Years' War. The battle 10,000 years ago covered the sky and the sun. It gathered the heavens' favorites from the whole universe to fight against the alien evil races isolated from the Great Thousand Worlds. It lasted for 10 years. In the end, our Dacian world sacrificed all the peak powerhouses and desperately burned all their own vitality to seal the abominable alien race. In order to delay the invasion of our Dacian world by the alien race, let us breathe. We fought back with anger, and finally hit the foreign evil clans severely and drove them out of the Great Thousand World. In that battle, we underestimated the power of the foreign evil clan, causing our Great Thousand World to suffer heavy damage. Our top powerhouse in the Great Thousand World burns life force to seal the alien race, but the alien race is the most peak existence after all, so even if all the life force is burned, it will not die in the true sense. The seal of reincarnation. Choose the inheritor to inherit their own power, or plant the seal of reincarnation next time to fight against the evil race from outside the territory. This is the origin of the seal of reincarnation. Although the top powerhouse of the evil race from outside the territory is sealed, the power of the seal continues. It is weakening. Maybe in 100 years, all the evil races outside the territory will make a comeback, and then the world will have to rely on you. Ancient Emperor Xiao looked at Xiao Yang in front of him kindly, as if he had made a decision. Same. Do you want to practice the real Fenju? Ancient Emperor Xiao looked at Xiao Yang seriously. In the wide stone gate, several figures stand in it. The real Fenju. All Xiao Yang's achievements in Do-Chi continent are inseparable from Fenju's cultivation technique. Although it is inseparable from his own efforts and perseverance, who can say that there is no Fenju such as heaven and hell? The credit. Miss? Master, please enlighten me. Although Xiao Yang still didn't know what the master's so-called real Fenju was, he was in this unfamiliar new continent. Only strength is the best guarantee, and since he has to resurrect his ancestors to find his clan and his lover, strength is the most important thing. So Xiao Yang agreed without thinking. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yang saw that there was a mysterious scroll in Xiaogudi's hand suddenly for no reason. Through the scroll, Xiao Yang felt the strange fire in his body, and even the things deeper in his body became more restless. All of this seems to be caused by the scroll in front of him. Master, this is this? Xiao Yang asked while holding back the strong shock in his heart, thinking that his master Xiaogudi would definitely not harm him. This is the real burning judgment. Xiaogudi said plainly. The real Fenju. At this time, Xiao Yang's heart was extremely shocked. When he was still in the Do-Chi continent, a trace of his soul left behind in the Do-Chi continent said that he was able to achieve this achievement because of Fenju, and Xiaogudi had said before in Do-Chi continent that even if he was I don't know who created the Burning Dew. Now Emperor Xiao is taking out another scroll called Burning Dew. How could Xiao Yang not be surprised? No wonder the strange fire in my body is so restless. No, it should be the Fenju in the deepest part of my body to be more accurate. At this moment, Xiao Yang felt that the Fenju in his body had seen it. When I saw the Fenju in the hands of the ancient Emperor Xiao, I felt that the Fenju I cultivated was like a broken map, and the master seemed to have the most complete one. Does it feel incredible? Ancient Emperor Xiao stared at Xiao Yang with a smile, as if the latter's every move and even the thoughts in his heart were all seen by the ancient Emperor Tuosha. The trace of soul left in Do Qi continent was left when I was just promoted to Do Emperor. You only inherited my flame power, but did not inherit this complete cultivation technique. After 10,000 years, the memory of the clone and the cognition is only retained before I was promoted to Do Di, and because it has been too long, I know relatively few things. I am now, but I am the most complete soul force left in this world before I fell asleep. Ancient Emperor Tuosha said slowly to Xiao Yang. What Emperor Tuosha said was so clear, Xiao Yang understood it all at this time. Why did the ancient Tuosha look like he was hesitant to speak? When he accepted the inheritance in the Tuosha ancient emperor cave mansion, it turned out that his memory was incomplete. The trace of the soul avatar of the ancient emperor Tuosha in the ancient emperor's cave on the Do Qi continent only recorded the memory of the ancient emperor Tuosha himself on the Do Qi continent. So he didn't reveal too much to Xiao Yang at that time, because there was no way to talk about it. After all, the memory is incomplete, and there is no way to talk about it without the memory of the new world. After that, the ancient Emperor Tuosha broke through the Duki continent and entered a new plane. All memories were not retained on the soul avatar of the Duki continent. The ancient Tuosha in front of him was left by the ancient Tuosha who experienced the new continent. Know a lot of unknown secrets. Okay, hurry up, come over and feel the burning decision in my hand carefully. Ancient Emperor Tuosha looked at the disciple in front of him with a smile. The information returned from the soul power on the Do Qi continent was very optimistic about this inheritance. Xiao Yang, the disciple who took up his mantle, nodded towards him quite satisfied. Staring blankly at the illusory black scroll in the hands of Emperor Tuosha Jiyu, Xiao Yang licked his tongue and said with a smile, "Although I don't know what will happen in the future, I really have a fate with you." After speaking, Xiao Yang raised a bright smile on his delicate face. Without hesitation, he took the black scroll in the slightly moved eyes of Emperor Tuosha. Just as the palm touched the scroll, a fiery burning sensation came from the palm. Xiao Yang looked at the ancient Emperor Tuosha in confusion. Although Xiao Yang had already devoured several kinds of strange fires, this temperature was no problem, but Xiao Yang was afraid that something would change. So he turned to look at his master. "Relax, this is Fenju checking whether there is any abnormal fire in your body, because the real Fenju, abnormal fire, is the basic premise of cultivation." Emperor Tuo, she obviously saw Xiao Yang's incomprehension and spoke up. "Road." On the black burning dew scroll, a small flame flew towards Xiao Yang's body at high speed. At first, Xiao Yang felt that this flame was flying around in his body, but as time passed, he felt carefully, it seems that, as his teacher said, he is checking his body. When the flames drifted into the nashi that contained the strange fire in his body, he became quiet. At this moment, the secrets in his body were unreservedly made clear by this small cluster of flames. Knowing the situation, Xiao Yang was not in a hurry, and immediately sat down with his legs crossed, letting the flames probe into his body. The flames withdrew from Xiao Yang's body after a few minutes, and then the scene of qi happened. The scroll in Xiao Yang's hand suddenly radiated a dazzling light, and an aura that made Xiao Yang pay homage to it, as if the world was overshadowed by it, burst out from the scroll, and even the ancient Emperor Tuosha, and the closing the Golden Dragon King felt the breath and the corners of his eyes were a little wet, and then a message emerged in Xiao Yang's mind. This decision is called Burning Dew. It is divided into 6 realms. 1 is Burning Dew, burning the foundation. The 2nd is Burning Dew, burning the soul. The 3rd is Burning Dew, burning the body. 4 is Burning Heaven. 5 is Burning Earth. 6 is Burning God's self become the world. It is a practice created by the with all his strength, and it is the work I am most proud of. The value is immeasurable. Those who obtain this practice seek wealth and danger, a trace of heaven and a trace of hell. Hope those who are destined can get it in the event of a catastrophe. It can help the world, remember it. A long and ancient voice slowly appeared in Xiao Yang's mind. Xiao Yang's eyes stared at the void in front of him, because the so-called founder of Fen Ju had the same rune on his forehead just now, and it was the ancestral mark of his Xiao clan. I believe you have also felt the trace of ancestral marks. I can only tell you now that the founder of Fen Zhu does have a deep relationship with your Xiao clan, but if you want to find your clan, you must become stronger. Looking at the end of the meditation, Emperor Tuosha asked Xiao Yang, who had just opened his eyes. I have to figure out what's going on. Xiao Yang's thoughts were full of thoughts. Before, his Xiao family's Do Di bloodline suddenly fell, and where did his people on Do Di continent go? Many unknown mysteries still need to be found by oneself. Emperor Tuosha obviously knew something, but he didn't mention Xiao Yang, so the premise of all this was to have a strong strength. Xiao Yang sighed with emotion, and Fen Zhu, who was deeply imprinted in his mind, thought on his own. Indeed, the end is also a new beginning. The Do Chi continent we are in can only be regarded as a lower plane. If you have enough strength, you will be promoted to these upper planes. I was also burnt to achieve the current me. I want to come from various residues. You should also know some of the founders of Fen Zhu in the dialogue between you, and you should call him Shizu. Ancient Emperor Tuosha missed looking at the black scroll, and bowed silently. Master, he must be the most peak existence in this great world, right? Xiao Yang from the self-created burning decision, you reading this ***** claimed to be such words, plus his master's mouth, he could hear some clues. Since his master was also the one who was burnt, the primitive god that just sounded in his mind should be the teacher of his master Tuoshagudi. My own master. What you are really thinking is that back then I was a flame that was born between heaven and earth, and I had nothing to do with this great world. I just entered the Do Emperor continent, and I caused a lot of trouble, because I didn't know the rules of this world, but I was fortunate to meet the master. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be today. It's better that you don't know many things, and you will naturally know when the time is right. Emperor Tuosha said a few words obviously in awe, with a kind smile on his face. The moistness of the corners of his eyes could not hide his miss for his master, and then he quickly changed his mouth as if Xiao Yang had discovered it. Since you have now obtained the complete burning judgment, that has fulfilled my wish, and the teacher will have an explanation when he wakes up next time. Emperor Tuosha Gu sighed deeply. But there is one more thing that needs your help, or a mission, but it may be the best way for you to become stronger. Ancient Emperor Tuosha suddenly looked at Xiao Yang and the Golden Dragon King seriously. Master's orders must be obeyed. Master, please say it. Xiao Yang clasped his fists with both hands and respected the ancient Emperor Tuosha. You have to collect holy flames. And the more the better. Because this is related to your Xiao family's bloodline and future wars, it is inconvenient for me to tell you in detail, but Xiao Jin will help you. Remember, you must not activate and use your clan pattern if your strength has not reached the level of fighting immortals. Tuosha Gudi said solemnly. Indeed, Xiao Yang felt a trace of blood from the fluctuation of Fen Zhu, and what the master said seemed true. This video will end here.